Finally picked it up, the Rolex Datejust 41 2019 spec. So let's unbox it. So this is the 126300 oyster steel metal, smooth bezel, rhodium dial with the Jubilee bracelet. The great thing about this Datejust 41 is the variation possibilities. This is just because it reduces the chances of two Datejust 41s being the same, and that's what I love about this watch. So let me talk about my experience of buying this watch first. So a lot of Rolex enthusiasts will know that steel sport watches are really hard to get hold of at the moment. This watch kind of falls into a grey area. Is it a sports watch? Is it a dress watch? I don't know, you tell me in the comments below what you think. But for me, the fluted version is more of a dress watch, whereas the smooth bezel is more of a casual option. And to be honest, that's why I chose this one, because I wanted that more everyday casual look. I believe there will be some ADs that will have this in stock, but with there being so many variations, a lot of people will need to order with their AD, which I did. I left a 25% deposit, and in terms of discount, unlike my Omega Seamaster, I didn't really ask, because I know it's not going to happen with Rolex. Saying that, I believe there is room for discount for multiple purchases at the same time, but for less demanding models. So for example, if you're buying two Yachtmasters, you're likely to get a discount, but not a chance if you're trying to buy two steel Daytonas. So 3 months after leaving the deposit, I got a phone call to say to come and pick up the watch. I was going to take a video of the whole pickup collection, but to be honest, the most interesting parts I probably wouldn't have been allowed to video anyway. So yeah, I got the usual resizing done, but it wasn't really working out with the Jubilee bracelet. So let me show you. This is actually the bracelet with no links taken out. It is loose, and obviously I need to get that adjusted again. But it does concern me that people with bigger wrists, what they would actually do, because as you can see, there's not a lot of leeway in terms of links. So the only adjustments that were made was actually in the clasp itself. So there is some leeway there that they can make adjustments. After the sizing of the bracelet, they wrote up the guarantee card as well. So when they did that, they actually took photos of the watch. I'm not actually sure why they take photos of the watch, whether that's for AD purposes or whether that's for Rolex purposes. But yeah, if anyone knows, drop a comment in the box below. In terms of packaging, it came in the iconic green Rolex box. Within there's a compartment that pulls down, and within there is the manual and the guarantee card. So there is a lot of talk about the guarantee card. A lot of people are saying that they've had to wait 12 months before their AD gives them the actual card, and that's the AD's way of combating the grey market at the moment. So on the other side of this card here is my details, to whom the watch is registered with, and above the model number there is the serial number of the watch below. And yeah, so one thing I was told about this green card was to keep it separate to my watch and to the packaging, just in case, you know, anything was to happen with the watch if it was to get stolen. You know, for security purposes, this would, you know, be of some use to me in terms of tracking the serial number. Also, in terms of resale value, if you were to sell without this and without this, the value of the watch would be a lot less than what you'd get if you had both of these components, this probably being the most important component of the two. So going back to the watch, let's talk about the combination that I went for. So if you go on the Rolex website, you'll see that there's so many different variations of the Datejust 41. So I'm going to talk about why I went for this option. So in terms of the options I chose, I went for a smooth bezel. The reason for that is I feel with the fluted bezel, it's just too much of a dress watch. With a smooth bezel, it just gives it an everyday casual look. If I was to go for a fluted bezel, I suppose the only way to make it a little bit more casual would be to opt for an oyster bracelet. But for me, a Datejust has to come on a Jubilee bracelet. In terms of the dial, it's a sunburst rhodium dial. As you can see, when the light hits it, it just has a really nice finish to it. Sometimes it has a mirrored finish, and at other times it has a solid finish. And I know the blue dial is just as popular at the moment, but for me, if the lighting's not right, the dial just doesn't look as good on the blue dial. I did go to an authorised dealer and try on the blue dial, and the lighting did it no justice whatsoever. So for me, it was definitely the rhodium dial that I wanted. In terms of the bracelet, the Jubilee bracelet is a £50 additional to the oyster bracelet, but the design of it is really good. It's got a 5-piece link to the bracelet, and it has a design which makes it very flexible, and it allows heat to actually come out, and it is very light. As well as that, it's got a design which is what you'll find is it doesn't actually pinch the skin. It's really well made in that way. When you come to the clasp, there is some adjustment that can be made within the clasp, and it's got the polish finish, so it is probably a little bit more prone to scratching compared to the Hulk Submariner, which has a brushed finish. But yeah, it's really catches the light really nicely with the two-tone finish, with it being brushed on the outside and polished on the middle. What you'll find is in certain lighting, the polished links will really glisten in the light. So the Datejust 41 was one of the first Rolexes to get the 3235 movement. This means it's got a 70-hour power reserve. So if you pick up another watch for the weekend, when you come back to this one will still be running. And in terms of accuracy, it's got the certified Rolex plus or minus 2 seconds per day. In terms of the date, you can see it's visible through the signature Cyclop lens, and it's a perpetual calendar. So that means when both hands strike 12, that's when the date will change instantly, rather than other manufacturers where as it approaches 12, the date will slowly start to change. So yeah, it just has that luxury feel to it. So the watch is a 41mm, but it wears like a 39. Unlike the Seamaster, which is a 41 and wears like a 41. In terms of downsides to the watch, I would say that the hands, which are white gold, kind of blend in to the rhodium dial. But at night it's a different situation. You've got the chrome light that kicks in and makes it much more easier to tell the time. One thing the watch could benefit from is a double anti-reflective layer on both sides of the glass, opposed to just one side. As you can see, the reflections are quite visible in the sapphire glass. You don't really get that with the Omega Seamaster, which has got the double anti-reflective coating. So in terms of waterproof, this has got the twin lock double waterproof system, so it's good for up to 100 meters. In terms of the case pack, it's a solid closed case pack, which might be ideal for engraving, but for me I prefer the see-through case packs, but you just don't get that with Rolexes. Overall, this is a perfect timepiece. It's simple in design, but when the polish components hit the light, you can tell it's a Rolex. Also, with the 3235 movement, I just know that this watch will be good for many years ahead. In terms of my next watch, I'm waiting for the Rolex Root Beer GMT. God willing, when that arrives, I will share that with you.